Welcome. What voice was that? You've got mail.
Well, you've got welcome.
Welcome to the American Forked Podcast, the only podcast that matters.
Oh,
Is that what we're saying now?
This is episode 130, the 130th time of us trying to fix America.
Do we try that hard?
No,
Really?
not really.
Okay.
We say that.
Every time we
I mean,
say it.
we present solutions to problems, and no one listens. They do what they want anyway.
It's true.
Yeah, but
do we though?
we're here and in straight from 6 Foot Studios.
That's
And
right.
I've got some friends with me tonight. My name's Jake, and I have Amber with me.
Hey.
Hi, Amber. Phil
Yep.
is also joining us. Jeff.
Hi.
And a special guest you may have recognized from episode 69.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Did my
surprised.
research. Treesus Bartleby,
Hey, y'all.
savior of vegetation.
The
Treesus
savior.
Bartleby.
I probably cut as much as or more. I'd say I cut more trees down than I
Didn't
save.
save.
Yeah. But lately I've been getting on a tree saving kick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Should we
later.
put a tick in the truck for each tree you save?
Yeah.
Should start.
Yeah. One weld for every
There
save.
you go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. This is going to be a great episode. Why?
Because it better be.
Because it's 1:30.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
It's the next one.
It's an hour past my bedtime.
It's
That's
the
why.
next one in the series.
The latest and greatest.
Yeah, it is the greatest one. We hope you enjoyed episode 129.
It's true.
That was fun. Well, we're gonna get started. So,
Did we not start already?
no, welcome to the American Fork Podcast.
Jesus, Jake, just go.
So
Just do a
we
podcast. Do the podcast.
we got some stuff to talk about.
Okay.
Since I'm hosting, I'm going
It's
to talk about
fire,
Murder.
no fire,
death.
no murder, yes, death.
Okay.
Oh.
This story is from American Fork, and I call it, and that's why you never go rappelling.
Oh gosh.
During a rainstorm.
So an American Fork man and 2 of his friends died after triple drowning in California.
Triple drowning?
Man.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Were they in SeaWorld?
They were canyoneers.
Oh.
They were canyoneering, weren't they?
A Utah man and 2 canyoneering friends
Yeah.
are dead after a triple drowning in Southern California. David Bell, Cindy Miller, sister to David Bell, who was the man who died, has confirmed her brother drowned Saturday while trying to save 2 friends whom she identified as Utah Janine Skinner and Peter On.
I don't know any of them.
Not important.
Okay.
I think just the one is from American Fork, right?
Yeah, the
Oh.
man,
Yeah,
David
that
Bell,
guy.
is
So
the
what-
man who, they were in the Sierra Nevada mountains at a place called 7 Teacups,
Okay.
and they were rappelling down. They went down into a body of water, and there was a whirlpool, and one went under and didn't come up.
Are you
so
kidding
the
me?
second one went in to save him, and she didn't come up. He didn't come up. And then, so
The third
David
one
Bell
did?
went in to save them both, and he also did not come out of the water.
Wait.
Oh,
man.
How do we know this? Were there more people there?
Well, there must have been.
I guess
This-
so.
This is like when I
Well,
was
why
7.
didn't the 4th person go?
Who
in
who
then?
lived to tell the story?
Yeah.
Nobody.
When I was 7, that was a real fear, and I thought I was safe from it as I grew older.
What?
Whirlpool?
Dying in a whirlpool.
Oh, it was a whirlpool.
Yeah, it was a whirlpool.
And how is this teacup not named the toilet bowl? Because
Like that last one.
well, no.
Because
Yeah,
the
Powell,
one at
Lake
Lake
Powell.
Powell stole the name.
But I mean, a big feature that has a whirlpool in the bottom.
You would
seems
think
like it would be
you
toilet
would think
bowl.
would be a toilet bowl,
Did
but
they
it's not.
find the bodies?
The article did not mention that the bodies were found.
Because they're probably in another dimension. That's probably
Yeah,
wasn't.
probably.
It wasn't even like a sucked in. Like it was
They're
like
probably
a whirl.
in a parallel
Yeah, they're fine.
universe.
They're
They're
good.
fine.
They're good. Yep.
They're better than we are.
They dried
probably.
off just
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just like, oh, hey, what up, dog?
They were underwater for about 6 seconds before they were sucked into another
Well, that's
universe.
weird. I guess I assumed when I saw the thing that they were canyoneering at the time, but then I was like, what slot canyons are in California?
Yeah, that's what I
there are
thought.
some.
There's a slot
A
canyon
wormhole.
drowning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just wormholes.
Yeah,
They
I
were-
didn't look into photos or anything about 7 teacups, but that's the name of the place where apparently it's
Jake-
common to go rappelling.
Double check that. Did you say whirlpool or is it wormhole? Because I'm on Treesus' side. I think it was a
Yeah, they-
wormhole.
We all know it was a
Wormholeneers. Yeah,
Hole-
wormholeneering.
We all know it was a wormhole, but it
Yeah.
says it's a whirlpool.
You're
Yeah, that
canyoneering. The next thing you
typo.
know, you're on the Starship Enterprise
Yeah.
with Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, exactly.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
that's not cool. But-
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that is a sad story.
Would you rather die like that or on the teacups in Disneyland?
Let's hear
a real
another
question.
joke about those
What?
people that
It's a
died.
real question.
I mean,
Phil-
my version
Phil,
was
come
Teacups,
on.
for sure.
You're all
Teacups.
serious. Do you think you could get more publicity dying on the teacups at Disneyland?
Yeah, 1000%.
Probably.
Yeah, you'd be one of like 4 people in the world who has ever died on a Disney park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if there's a potential for a lawsuit, it'll be in the news.
Yeah.
Well, and
But-
apparently you can't sue them anymore.
Disneyland.
Well, yeah, if you signed up for Disney Plus.
You heard
Oh,
that
you
story.
Oh,
Yeah, you
really?
guys.
There
Yeah,
was-
you hear
Wait,
that story?
what?
Yeah.
Because in
Go ahead.
the legal thing it says if you ever go to Disneyland, no matter what
No,
happens,
no. So this man's wife died.
It was his
apparently.
daughter, I think.
His daughter, and so he went to like sue them for
Uh-huh.
and because he signed up for Disney Plus, this is so ridiculous. I just want to laugh, but it's not that funny at all. Because he signed up for Disney Plus, there was a legal disclaimer in there
Oh my gosh.
that
Are
says
you
he can't
kidding?
sue them for any reason, and so basically he can't sue them. Yeah.
Was this
They-
in this dimension or
They-
the whirlpool?
They went to
This
that is
one,
so-
man.
they went
Have
to
you
one of
not
the
been
Disney
around?
parks. They went to one of the Disney parks in this dimension and ate
Yeah.
at a restaurant, and they said, "Just to let you know, our daughter has gluten free or dairy free. She had a food allergy of some sort."
Food allergy.
Right.
Yeah.
And the server said, "Okay." And when they normally when they have a special dietary need
Yeah.
on a food, it'll have a little flat. They bring out the burger or whatever. It has a little flag on it, says dairy free or gluten free or whatever. And the food came out. It didn't have any identifying anything that it was a certain type of food, special food. And the server said, this doesn't say anything about gluten free or whatever.
Yeah.
And the server said, it's fine. It is what she needs. She ate it and died.
What?
So the dad
Yeah.
went to sue, and Disney's response was he signed up for Disney Plus, a free trial for Disney Plus, so and such years ago. And in that it says,
Oh.
by signing up for Disney Plus, you waive your right to sue or have any sort of litigation against the company Disney. For any
That's
reason.
so messed up.
Now, I do remember this now, and I believe that was their response in court, but I don't think they
Yeah.
prevailed with that. I think.
Yeah, I don't
the
know
suit
where it went
Still went
from there.
forward.
Yeah.
but-
Well, because I've signed up for
Well,
Disney Plus and I
nothing-
don't remember a long line of like fine print.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
but,
there.
but
You know?
there is. When
I
you
mean-
click, like when you open the app, it's like by clicking
Yeah.
next, you agree to everything that we're
Yep.
not showing you.
And then you scroll past it.
Yeah, all the services have terms
You know-
and conditions that you have to agree to.
You know, like on Disney, they have the Tinkerbell that goes over the castle.
Yeah, that's
the,
what she's.
the glitter
Those are all-
is all
That's
fine
the fine print.
It's all
Okay.
fine print.
And so you have to
Little words.
pause it, zoom it in. Anyway. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know what that was.
Utah
Yeah,
news.
It was
May you
Okay.
wish
In Utah
upon a
news.
Uh-huh.
What's going on in Utah? I call this one Dumb Phones, Smart Students.
Oh, is this about cocks?
Uh,
Really?
Come on.
Amber? It's
This is, a,
inappropriate.
this is a family-friendly podcast.
Phil's trying to go
Sorry,
back
I
to the
was-
Okay,
teacups.
yeah. Before you go,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
so
Let's
the,
go back.
The
We're going right back.
teacups thing, I just looking up.
7 teacups.
It is
That
like
looks
Oh
cool.
wow,
Canyon
that does look
stuff.
cool.
Oh wow.
That looks
They
like
must,
a,
it must have been one of those over there, that big hole.
Yeah,
that looks
I-
like a tube ride.
So they got stuck under like the waterfall.
So
Wow.
in canyoneering, these
In another dimension.
potholes are very dangerous to get into because
Right there.
you
The
can't get out.
cross diagram on the left.
This
Yeah.
guy here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Yeah.
a photo of that guy
Yeah.
jumping
See,
in to
he
save his
jumped.
friends.
His legs were spread when he jumped. That was the problem.
Yep. Got him right on the gooch.
Yeah. Put your feet underneath you when
He
you
bled
fall.
from the gooch, bled to death.
Yeah.
Okay, listener, you must Google 7 teacups.
It's
Yeah.
actually really cool looking.
So they were doing a slot canyon. Sorry, Jake. It took me like 15 minutes to get this projector set up. So I just
Well, I appreciate you doing that, Phil.
Yeah.
That helps me so much.
anyway.
and the listener loves
And the
visuals.
listener
looks
really
like-
loves this
It
part
looks
of the
like
podcast.
little cascading waterfall, one pool to one pool to one pool going down there.
That
Like
really
7
is-
of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
And those
looking.
Looks like a good
teacups.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like another
Until it's
dimension.
not.
Entrance.
Looks
Yeah.
super dangerous.
Yeah, super dangerous.
Just
No.
stay at home, listener.
No, people die in those holes, like I said, all the time because you jump in there, you can't get out unless you bring like a drill and
Or a jetpack.
anchors,
or-
like
yeah.
that you can actually anchor because you can't free climb out of a sheer mossy cliff. You know what I mean?
I mean, is a grappling
I
hook
do.
not an option?
I guess not. I mean, there must have been someone there because
Or swimming. Is that not an option? Swimming away from
Staying afloat, not an option.
Not when there's a wormhole.
well,
Mhm.
I can float forever. I'm really buoyant, but I guess some people have to like physically
So Phil's
swim.
fine.
Yeah.
He goes canyoneering because he's buoyant.
I am. I've said that before. I can
You-
go like way out in the ocean, and all the lifeguards are like pulling up, like
okay?
yeah, waving at me and stuff. I'm
He
like,
goes,
I'm fine.
I'm very buoyant.
I'm very buoyant.
You can see it in my personality.
I have a buoyant personality.
Yeah.
I float
But
above
it takes
the rest.
very little energy for me to just sit there and float.
I think what they're saying is there's a shark.
Yeah.
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 Oh, it might have
Or
been.
you could be hit by a boat.
I just go like 2 thumbs up, like I'm good.
I'm okay, Mr. Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
They run at me in slow motion.
Tell Pamela to come rescue me. Wasn't she on that show?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Anderson.
of course she was.
That was like my mom's favorite show when I was 11.
Your mom?
Yeah, my mom.
Does your dad know?
No, he was at work.
Makes
So she
sense.
was-
Yeah, they watched it together.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm?
Next story.
I tried. Dumb phone smart students
Oh,
is
that's
what
right.
I call
Okay.
them.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry about
And
that.
then I said, "Is this about Mr. Cox?"
You did. And I was like, this is a family friendly show.
Oh, this
And
that was
then
a,
Phil's like, this is the 7 teacups.
yeah, that was a good part of this episode.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Legislation's proposed to limit cell phone use in Utah schools.
Wow.
So they're basically proposing legislation to keep students from using their cell phones in schools. That's all. Next story.
no.
wait,
I got
wait.
something to say. I got
Yeah,
something to
there's-
say. Come on.
We need to talk about this.
So Penny's at a new school this year and Wesley, and they are super strict about phones. As in, if they see a phone on campus, they will confiscate it. No questions asked. It could fall out of their backpack. And if they see it, they'll take it.
That's cool.
Zero
Good.
phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think step 3, they break it in half or something like I can't remember. But
They can destroy your property like
no,
that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, but they're very strict about it to the point where I think like third time you're kicked out of school. And they can do that because it's a charter school. So it's like a lottery system. They're not like
Yeah.
held to the public school standards of everyone must receive education here,
Mhm.
which I feel bad for those guys. But then the other day I went out and checked my daughter out, who is in a public school at a high school, and I text her. And usually when I text her during class, she will respond. Like, it's just the way it is in those schools. So I text her. I said, "Hey, I'm coming to pick you up. So I'll be there in like 10 minutes." Right. So I check her out and I look and she hasn't even read the text message. And I actually asked the lady at the attendance office, I'm like, "Are they cracking down on phones or what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah. Spencer Cox, he's the governor, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spencer Cox put something out and sent a message to all the school districts that basically we need to start changing our ways and blah 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 blah." So they introduced a pretty strict policy. We'll see if it sticks. but
Oh, the governor was saying, "Don't use phones."
he hasn't legislated anything, but he basically just sent a memo to the school districts like, "You guys got to fix this. There's no place for phones. And
It sounds
Yeah.
like how the LDS church works.
oh yeah,
They don't like say do this, but they send out like a vague like this might be a good idea, and everyone's like,
This is
that's
the
what the
law.
prophet said. I
Yeah.
better do it.
Yeah. It's like that at my son's high school too.
really.
Yep.
Public school.
Super strict.
Yeah,
About it
So-
now, which I think is good, honestly.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
me too.
Kids need boundaries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
For sure.
You want to know a fun thing about phones?
No,
We do.
On
Or-
Thursday,
I mean,
I was
a couple,
wondering.
you're
days,
gonna tell us anyway.
couple days from now,
Uh-huh.
I'm having a home phone installed.
Wow,
That is fun.
And I ordered it on like Google is coming to like hook up the box or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Does it rotate? And
That's what I
everything?
was
No,
going to ask.
I
What
ordered
kind
the
are you
phone on
getting?
Amazon. It's just like one of those like oblong phones with
Oh,
buttons.
okay.
There's no screens. You just pick it up, dial tone, and
Does
you
it have
type
a
in the
cord?
thing. And it's a cord.
A 30-foot
I didn't
cord?
even get cordless. It's for my kids when my wife and I are gone and my kids are home, that we can call them or they
Yeah.
can call us.
So you
That's
can
so
buy
great.
those on the internet.
Amazon,
still,
yeah.
on Amazon.
They had regular phones still.
Yeah,
And Google, when I ordered it, it's only $10 more a month to get a phone. And it even said on there like you can have voice messaging and text with this. And so I like chatting with them. I'm like, so how do I do a text on this? And they're like, oh, that I don't know why that's there. This is literally just a phone. Like
Is it like VoIP over the internet?
it is over
Yeah.
the internet, but it's
but it's
what
just a phone. You
what they
dial
said they're
numbers.
bringing me is a box that connects to the modem,
Yeah.
and on the other end of that box is a phone jack. Like I plug a phone into it. Yeah.
dang. So they can order
So-
pizza.
Yeah. They can
Prank
just
call people.
get on there and
Yeah.
call 911.
Hell
I-
Dial
yeah.
star
Did you ever do that as a
69.
child? I did.
Heck yeah.
The cops show up at your house.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
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 My
do.
my wife she did that, and I'm trying to remember the context of the story. I think it was like
You were hitting her.
I think no, when she was a kid. I think her
Oh.
brother was chasing her other brother around the house, and he's like,
Oh.
"I'm gonna kill you!" And she called the police, thinking he really was.
Yeah.
So when the police showed up, they were like laughing, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they're gonna
Oh,
take us to
sibling
prison
squabble.
now."
Today they would shoot you.
Yeah,
They would show up and be like, kill
They
these
really would.
kids.
exactly.
They're going to kill each other.
No, it's a white family.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I gotta do that.
did not
too. Yeah.
realize.
Okay, well.
Is there
Had to
another
bring it
story?
down.
Is there
That's
another-
I had to
that's how
bring
it
it
was.
there.
Yeah,
Is there
you're
another
right.
story you can bring up real quick?
Yeah.
So the reason behind this
Hurry, save
legislation,
Jeff.
the main motivating factor behind trying to get kids eliminating kids' use of phones in schools is social media is probably the biggest harm for them
Yeah.
because it's not only is it keeping them from socializing in school, but it's depression and anxiety and trying to keep up with other people is a huge problem in school. Having the phones in schools is perpetuating that issue that
Yeah.
problem.
See,
So-
that's why we're getting a home phone. We had what we were doing is we have like I don't know, we have like 6 iPads now, but we would have them be locked with a password. But then it'd be like, oh, we're leaving, and Crystal would be like, oh, they got to be able to call us, so she'd tell them the password. Then she'd forget about that, so then we catch them like 2 a.m. watching Minecraft on YouTube, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Like kids do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's like we're just not going to give them any passwords to devices. They'll have a home phone
Hmm.
and
Their
a
home
story.
phone, decibel reader,
Yeah.
alarm.
I think it's hard too because
Chains.
this is like what the world is now. So you do have to teach them how to balance it because it will be a part of their life.
how to
Yep.
navigate that.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I feel like we're trying to learn it too, even. And so
Yeah,
just
and-
trying to.
In a lot of cases, if you're like too strict with it, that, when they get older and they get free from you, they're going to be like,
Wow.
that's all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I've thought about that. I'm hoping though, well, because we deprive our kids of a lot of stuff like sugar and all
Sure.
that stuff. So,
Air.
So yeah, air.
Oh,
Food.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the one key around
Outdoors.
that, around like, them turning into fiends
Yeah.
after they're away from your rule is just education.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
why
for
do you
sure.
limit this?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Cause like you're saying, Amber, we're a generation where like it was brand new. Like
Yeah.
video games, computers, all that was new. So parents weren't like, this is something I should curtail. Like,
Right.
At least
Right.
all of
Yeah.
us, it was just like, get on the internet,
Yeah.
whatever. It's like,
Well, let me tell you, there's a big difference, though. If you look at when we were younger, all the video games, whether it's a video game console or even PC games or whatever, it was still a group activity. Like, think about it. We would go to, like, 4 or 5 of us would go to someone's house and play Street Fighter.
Yep.
yeah,
Or-
but after that, I went home and played Final Fantasy by myself till like 3 a.m. every night.
Yeah, but you
Oh,
still
you're
had
one of those.
friends.
Yeah.
No,
I
but
did.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah,
you'd come
that's
to my
true.
house and you would play StarCraft because all the computers were connected and there's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
5 or 6 people and it was actually a social thing. Now,
Because
excuse
we
me.
tried.
Now the kids will, in fact, just today, my daughter had 2 friends over.
Yeah.
And so my 2 daughters and these 2 friends, there's 4 girls and they're playing video games together. And they're literally all sitting on the same couch, not talking at all.
Right.
And they're sitting there playing their games. And so they're hanging out.
On the phones,
Right.
not your
well,
Super
2
Nintendo.
iPads. No.
Oh,
The only game they play out of all my classic games, I have like a Super Nintendo, a Sega Genesis, PS2, all this cool stuff, an Xbox. They play American Idol on PS2.
really?
American Idol is such a stupid
That's
game.
a game?
Yeah, you sing into a microphone, so it's like
Oh,
basically just karaoke.
okay.
And it's like the louder you are, the better the score, whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How loud are you?
No,
are?
it
It's
like
all based on
measures
volume.
Yeah.
It like measures pitch and stuff, but like Simon
It's like
Cowell.
garage or
Yeah.
garage band.
No.
Will it talk shit
was
on
that?
you if you do a
Rock
bad
band.
job?
Rock band.
Yeah, Simon Cowell will give you shit if you don't do a good job.
Guitar
It's-
Hero.
It's pretty funny, actually. And the graphics are all terrible. So
Yeah.
Simon
Yeah.
Cowell's like, he looks like Max Headroom.
Picasso.
You are dog shit.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it used to be a group activity. And so even if you're spending many, many, many hours, and even when you're playing Final Fantasy, I'll bet you many times there's someone like sitting next to you watching you play it.
Yeah.
Like
Beagle was
whether it's
there
your little
sometime,
brother or
just,
your
like,
friend.
kneeling on the floor.
Yep.
Squinting at the TV because he needed glasses.
Oh, Beagle.
Miss you, Beagle.
Yeah, me too. Next story.
Okay, Jake.
Fine.
This is also a Utah story. I call it Armed and Safe. Utah legislation, once again, has passed a law that is going to require that every school in Utah have an armed guardian on campus,
Oh.
which is essentially like an air marshal, an armed person
hmm
at school at all times.
Wait. Oh, like a teacher that's maybe
Like
like,
a
Teacher type
guard.
person. Most likely, most of them will be retired
you don't know who it is.
individuals who are on campus and can afford to not get paid very much. I guess it will be like, I mean, when I first heard it break on the news, it was like $200 a year.
That's
which is-
their pay.
Yeah.
So it's
Really?
a volunteer
Yeah.
position.
It was like pennies every an hour.
Yeah.
Essentially. It's a volunteer thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like a firefighter type thing.
Or is this an administrator or teacher that's currently there, but if they pack while they're at work, then they get an extra
The
I-
details haven't come out. At least I haven't read details on who it would be, but essentially I think it would be anyone who passes the background check, and
has training.
can carry a weapon, has training, and all that stuff.
Times are changing.
Yeah, isn't
I
that
know,
crazy?
Really.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like this is pointless.
No,
Really?
no.
Why?
And I'm sure we'll get into
one
it.
person on a campus, like maybe they'll be in the right.
Well,
spot,
it's more like it might be pointless in an initial, like, but the
Yeah.
response time is immediate.
Yeah.
So if something like that happens, you don't have to wait for the cops to drive
Yeah,
down the
you've
road
already got
and
someone
then breach the
inside.
building. And then generally they won't breach unless they have 5 or 6 of their buddies and they're doing it like in a military tack.
Yeah.
But I actually
Well-
think it's even before all that. If you're and I'm not even saying these people are sane or logical about it, but
Yeah.
if you're planning an attack and you just know someone has a gun in there and you have no idea who it is,
Yeah.
it's a little more
It's a
hesitation on
deterrent.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I walk in, should I go into the front door, the side? Like they're thinking about now. Like, for example, if you, I'm trying to think of a good example here, but like if you go to a place where, like I've heard this about Utah, it's like 60% of the population or something like that, some insane number has guns in their house.
Yeah.
People literally a little less hesitant to break in and try and steal something. You know what I mean? Than somewhere that's like 6% of the population has guns.
Well, it makes sense. I just thinking like of a school campus, but I think you're right. If somebody is in the building and they hear shooting and they respond to that, they certainly are going to be quicker than cops showing up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's not a perfect solution.
Yeah,
Nothing is.
No.
There is.
Well,
no.
my kids last year, they went to this school called Sunrise Academy out in Eagle Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of
And
nowhere.
it was so annoying to go there, like to pick up kids or anything, because they don't let anybody in past the office. Like they're like two sets of doors. You come in one, go into the office. You cannot go into the school. It's all locked.
Even
Good.
if you're verified,
It-
like as a parent.
Yeah, you're a parent. They know who you are.
Especially
You're
if you're a
there to
parent.
pick up your kid. They've called her like 4 times, and because she's a little troublemaker, she's just like goofing off and not coming or whatever. And you're like, "Can I go in there and get her?" And they're like, "Nope."
Good.
You just have to wait there.
Yeah, the
So-
double door systems for every entrance and exit is kind of a big
Well,
deal,
I mean,
too.
it's great. Like, it's good to keep our kids safe.
Yeah.
I'm definitely.
It's just a
with you there,
sad commentary
It
on
is sad.
society.
Well, this goes into the whole conspiracy thing, but it's 100% engineered. Like,
Oh, you think they want us to be scared?
oh
For
yeah,
kids.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
for sure. For sure, they want us to be scared for our kids. Like, 100%.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
and everything else. But so, yeah, unfortunately.
More on this in a minute.
More on conspiracy theories.
No, it's true.
The next episode. I mean, next
Story?
news item that
Is
I
it
have.
past your bedtime too, Jake?
Mhm.
Mine too.
No, it's getting there.
Whatever. You're
this,
up at like
this one I
midnight.
call Elon's new Doge calling.
What?
Well, let me explain.
Okay, thank you.
This article says Trump wants to hire Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
So Elon Musk and Donald Trump had a 3-hour-long live stream interview on that Elon Musk, they aired on Twitter on X.
Yeah.
And it like broke records for people viewing it. It had like millions and millions of people watching it. And in that, Elon Musk said that he said multiple times that the government needs to have a Department of Governmental Efficiency.
Yeah.
And since that interview, Trump has, I guess, said that he would be interested in having Elon Musk over said
Yeah.
Basically,
Basically
department.
someone that investigates and looks into the efficiency of existing groups within the government. So like
Yeah,
the EPA.
a bill is proposed, and
I
it would go
love
through.
that job.
Yeah.
I'd be so good at it.
Well, the funny thing was,
Seriously.
Government Efficiency Council, I think is the term he used. Elon, he brought it up like,
Yeah.
hey, this would be a good idea. And Trump's like, yeah. And he's like, and if you do that, I'm interested. Like he basically said, if this is what you're doing, I think it would be great. I'd love to be a part of it. And then Trump's like, yeah, you would be incredible at this. I mean, you walk in and just lop off all the waste right at the
Yeah.
beginning, day one.
I love how Elon Musk, who started PayPal and then Tesla and then SpaceX and all these companies, and then bought Twitter and is now like running or no, he has a CEO over Twitter now, right?
I think he has
so.
a
Yeah.
CEO over everything.
Maybe
Yeah.
he does. I love how he's doing all that, and he's like, let me now form a new government agency and be in charge of it.
Did you listen to their interview?
I didn't.
You should.
Oh
It's-
yeah,
I mean, it's
I couldn't.
Trump's
I couldn't
always a
find it.
little annoying. You know where I found it? Is on YouTube on the Times of India page.
Oh really?
I'm seriously, I was like, what this is random. But it had 2 hours plus of it. Honestly, Trump's a little exhaustive to listen to.
Oh my god.
For that amount of time. Like it's
Yeah.
fine for a little bit, but like that long, you're like, okay.
Just shut up. for a minute.
Okay.
We already know.
I actually kind of want to
everybody
hear.
else sucks.
Let's listen to Elon stammer for a minute because you're
Yeah.
getting annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be interesting because they're complete opposites. Trump will blah 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 blah. And have you seen those
never ending.
interviews where like someone will ask Elon Musk a question and he just like stares at him for like 20 seconds, and
Yeah.
formulates like
You can.
you think he's gonna just like shoot off a paragraph, and he's like, "Well, I
He formulates a one-word
yeah,
answer.
it's just like
Yeah, that's a good idea.
so concise." So
I
that's
think
interesting.
I think that's incorrect.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Right.
like, what? Took you 20 seconds? No, they're both very interesting people to hear talk, but and the interview was interesting.
No,
Yeah,
I
this
didn't do
is this is what he tweeted out. Elon Musk says, "I'm willing to serve," with a AI generated photo of him standing in front of a podium with a microphone that says Doge, Department of Government Efficiency.
That's pretty funny.
And Dogecoin is the
Yeah.
cryptocurrency that Elon Musk has been peddling for the last couple years.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
Clever.
interesting that it has the same acronym as
Yeah.
that
Wow.
cryptocurrency. But yeah, Department of Government Efficiency, that would be a step in the right direction for sure.
Hell yeah.
You know, when I was flipping through YouTube clips, which I do sometimes
On the pooper.
while I'm eating dinner,
And you eat dinner on the pooper?
somebody was testifying to some congressional committee about the assassination attempt,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about all this money that goes to the Secret Service, and they're like, and they didn't even have the technology there to like deal with a drone that the kid was flying around, like, or even detect it or anything like that. Like they were just like asking, like we spent, I don't know, there's so many billions of dollars going there, and they're like,
And they didn't have a 12 gauge shotgun.
yeah, or even like a person with a camera that like has AI that's like, there's a drone. I don't know,
I don't know either.
or
Phil.
or even a person. Even a person sitting, like, you watch for drones. You know what I mean? How hard is that?
yeah.
Your,
So-
potential
your one
drone.
job is to make sure there's nobody on that roof over there, maybe, for
Yeah.
instance.
So I could see it both going both ways. They could put Elon Musk in charge. He actually gets into the nitty gritty and is like, oh, wow, 90% of our government is nothing. It's actually just being funneled into people's pockets.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I could also see
Easily.
it be like, it's just so convoluted and messy that even he can't like make sense of it
No,
all.
Yeah.
I think he could. If anyone could, it would be him,
Yeah, maybe.
in my opinion.
Maybe
But I
with a
like him.
blunt like if you just go in and like you're fired, this people blah blah blah. But I think if somebody actually
No.
like digs into it and like you have to go interview all the people, like, or do you actually work? Like, what do you actually do? And you know, like that
Yeah.
that's what would need to actually happen, I think, to figure out.
Well, the problem is you couldn't just go in and act like you're fired, you whatever. But you would have to do a whole investigation and do a report, and then they'd have to change policy to get, you know what I mean? It would be a drawn out process, like everything is. But I think it's needed. I mean, my dad worked for government contracts for his whole life, and the stories that he'd tell me would be just mind blowing. Like, for example, they come up to the end of budget, and if they don't use their budget, then they reduce their budget for the next year, right? So they're buying like pallets and pallets of gloves, and like they're basically like encouraging employees, like, yeah, just go ahead and take them home. And these gloves cost like $20 a piece, and
Yeah.
there's like 45,000 of them, just some random, you know what I mean? Because they had to get their budget up before
Yeah.
the end of the year, and it's
Like on The
it's
Office.
insane.
When their budget is going to end, and so they have to figure out what to buy for the office.
Well,
See that one?
and the
No?
problem
I didn't
is
see it.
the
Anyone?
problem is even in business is a policy where if you don't spend the money next year you get less, and so there's this
Yeah.
motivation to spend
Not in
money.
business.
Oh yeah, there are businesses that do that. Absolutely.
Like what?
Probably every
Probably all the big
Fortune
ones.
500 business on
Yeah,
Earth.
but okay, but it doesn't make sense still.
No, it doesn't make sense. But I mean, on the business end, it makes sense because it's like an easy way to detect where you don't need to spend money. Like, oh, they're not using that much money.
It is a simple way to potentially cut costs.
Yeah, but on the other
Yeah.
end of it, those people are spending money unnecessarily because they're like, oh, I'm going to lose it if I don't spend it. Next year, I might need to spend it, so I'm going to waste this year so that
Yeah.
I have that cushion there or whatever.
So one of the examples that Trump gave was that Obama had signed something with Boeing, and it was like $5.5 billion to get 2 Air Force Ones made, new ones, like over $5 billion.
Yeah, it was over $5 billion.
What?
And he said, "Nope, not going to do it." He's like, Trump's hilarious. He honestly is. I don't know what to say, but he's like, I knew because Obama made the deal that it wasn't a good deal, so I just told him no. He's like, I didn't even look into it. I just told him no. And then he apparently 6 weeks later they dropped it like $1.5 billion. And he's
They changed the price.
Yep, they dropped it, and he told the CEO of Boeing, he's like, "Wow, you guys must make a lot of money if I was just going to sign that paper 6 weeks ago."
Yeah. Holy smokes.
So you look at that, like, and you multiply that times 15,000 different departments and transactions and changes.
Even 1.6 for 2 airplanes, I could build 2 airplanes for 1.6 billion. Absolutely.
No, it got down to like 4.5 billion.
No, you're
He
saying
cut
it
that
was
much
4.5
off.
and it went down
He
to
cut
1.6.
that much.
It was
He
over
went
5, and they cut it down by 1.5.
Down by, not down
Oh,
Oh.
really?
Yeah.
So it was still
It was
like
still insane.
3
And he
and
did bring
something.
up, he's like, that is an expensive plane, but you got to understand there's systems on those planes that no other airplane in the planet has, and I can't even talk about them.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've got their own missile systems, and I'm sure it's, anyway, I don't know.
But that's like military part of, well, I don't know.
Not allowed to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it?
They've got
Yeah, he
zebras.
I mean, they got special missile systems that we don't know about. We're not
Oh,
allowed to
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about, you know?
They got pigeons that peck on a screen.
Yeah.
The homing pigeons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Release
You
the
seen-
pigeons.
It can't be that much.
Okay.
$1 billion, like $2 billion for
4.
one plane.
4 billion. No, it was like 2 per.
That's like you can start a company that builds Air Force Ones and build 2 planes and probably have a couple billion left over.
How
Let alone this is
much did
I-
the new
I believe you. I'm just saying
Force-
like even that just seems insane to me. Cuz no matter what they put in, that plane could be $5 billion. It can get shot down just like any plane. I guarantee it. Guarantee
Yeah,
it.
of course it could.
Yeah.
But it never has been.
Geese could get into the engine and take it down.
You think it's so sophisticated? They just walked right in and shot Donald Trump like it was nothing, like some kid on Facebook. End of gripe.
Can we make that a normal? And I'm done.
End of gripe.
Well, no one said anything, so I was
No,
like, "No, I'll just fizzle this one out."
So in 2016, more than $4 billion. Total cost of $3.2 billion.
For 2 planes.
Well, that's wild. That's really
and see,
expensive.
The thing about that is, they're using like the same chassis or whatever
As a Honda Civic.
as
Can
all
I
the
just-
other.
Can
as
I
all
just
the
get
other
like
planes.
$1 million?
Yeah.
I just need like $1 million.
yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know.
$1 million would be nice.
And they're using
$1
like,
million would be way nice.
$3,000 million.
Is that? Yeah, that's right.
3,000
Yeah,
million.
So
exactly.
1,000 million is
That's-
a billion,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's 3,000 suitcases full of $1,000 bills.
That's
Flying in the
Good job,
fucking
guys.
air.
Good math. Good math.
And here's because I know a few people that work at Boeing,
Uh-huh.
and not just like the guy swinging the hammer. I know guys that like are so smart that they write the code that simulates acoustics at 40,000 feet to like test how airplane wings sound, like really high level dudes.
Yeah.
And they get paid like 240, 260 a year or something like that.
Yeah.
So you hire like 40 of those guys. Okay, now you're up to like 8 million. Where's this coming from? What, like, I don't
Yeah.
know how you get to
Did
that
you-
high a number.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to remember the number, but the CEO of Boeing just got flack with the Senate or House, whoever was interviewing him, because he just got a 30% raise last year,
Yeah.
which
What?
you know he's making goat loads.
Well,
Yeah,
if
that's
profits
crazy.
are up,
But Boeing should not, their profits should not be up right now, right?
I
With
don't
all their safety
Planes
shit that went
falling
down.
apart.
I got a story
Yeah.
related to that here. in a
yeah, I
minute.
don't know because I don't know the numbers because we might be like, oh, their planes are falling apart, but if they shipped like 4,000 jets last year and had problems with like 6 of them,
So,
then
so
they're probably killing it. Like
So
I
guess-
don't know. I don't know how
Yeah.
many
guess
they
how
do.
much Dave Calhoun was paid. He's the CEO of
of Boeing.
Boeing.
I'm gonna say 115.3 million.
That is so ridiculous.
Wow,
Who's
is that
this
really
guy?
high?
Who invited this guy?
Who is this guy?
Over $100 million a year. That's what you think?
Yeah, for Boeing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for one guy,
Yeah, the CEO.
he makes 33 million.
No, that's more realistic, I guess. A CEO of like a $1 billion company that's bringing in
Yeah, who's making
billions in profits.
$2
Yeah, because
billion
they
per plane?
Rip off the American people. Anyway,
Wow.
Jake, is there
Would you-
another story you
yeah.
can save us from this? Mom and Dad are fighting, and no one else wants to.
Oh,
Yeah, it's-
Jake's in
it's-
charge.
It's related to the last one.
Great.
This one I call my microphone isn't working. Well, my stand is stupid.
Oh, it's probably because it was made in China.
Yeah.
China.
I call this
China.
one Trump
China.
Booster.
China.
Trump booster.
Trump Booster.
Oh yeah. Listen,
Um,
I got
this is a
spill
big
about
deal.
This one.
so RFK Jr. suspended his campaign and endorsed Donald Trump for president.
I was
Wah,
bummed, I
wah,
was bummed about
wah.
this week when I heard that.
Were you?
Bummed. Yeah.
Because he's your guy, right?
I think he's still my guy. I'm going to write his name on there.
You don't
He's
have to.
urging
He'll be
people
on
to
there.
not write his name.
Because it'll take
No.
votes away from Trump.
Did you guys
Yeah.
actually listen to the speech?
No,
What's
it's just battleground states that he took his
Yeah.
name off the ballot.
Yeah.
Right?
He said, "I encourage you to vote for me if my name's still on the ballot."
Oh,
Because he's
okay.
like, basically, his point was in Utah, if you vote for him, it's not going to change the vote from Trump. We're not a battleground.
Yeah,
state.
battleground states. You're
So
right.
he actually took legal action in the purple states to remove his name so that people wouldn't vote for him. To he didn't want to spoil the vote. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
I think he did it as a. He didn't say this, but the timing seems to suggest that he did it as a retaliation for, I think it was New Jersey. Just like a couple of days before he announced it, he had that court case where he showed up late because his plane the night before was
Probably Boeing.
canceled. So he showed up to court like an hour and a half late, and the judge didn't care and like gave a default judgment against him for to get on the ballot in New Jersey, I think it was. So it was like an obvious kind of, because like any reasonable judge, like you miss a flight or whatever, like okay, let's reschedule this. But it seems like they're gunning for him. So I think he's saying, well, if they're gonna play that hard, then I'm gonna
Switch, go for
the jugular or whatever. Like,
wow.
yeah.
If you
Get
listen to
wild
his,
out
Go for the
there.
throat.
if you
Go for the
listen to
throat.
his yeah. If you listen to his speech, he pretty explicitly says why he changed, because he said he made a promise that if he felt he was going to spoil the vote, and basically, in my words, he's saying Kamala, like the Democratic Party, cannot win. They cannot win this election, and he feels that he potentially could sway a vote in some of the battleground states
Yeah.
away from Donald Trump and allow Kamala to win those states by splitting the vote or spoiling the vote.
Yeah.
And so that's why he says that he did it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I freaking really like that guy.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah.
I still like him, but
It's just unfortunate.
I'm kind of bummed that he's like supporting Trump.
Well, it is interesting, like that the Kennedys have been Democratic for like,
yeah.
Never.
yes,
And now he's
forever.
like-
And yeah, now they're swinging to Republican. It's just
Well,
interesting.
they went independent because
yeah, independent,
the
but
Democratic Party was giving him hell. And then he's not really going Republican, but he's saying
Yeah.
vote for this person because this other person cannot be in.
Well, and I was just thinking, isn't it like to dive into conspiracy theories a little? Isn't it crazy that in our day and age, a Kennedy cannot get on the ballot.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
Like
You'd think they would be by default. They
Yeah.
would want a Kennedy on the ballot.
like you want to talk
Just
about a
because.
party who's saying up and down that Trump is going to destroy democracy. Were literally working as hard as they could so that people couldn't vote for RFK. Like they were like lawsuiting every single state. And you know what the thing that killed him was
Scratchy voice.
his scratchy voice. No, he had his address listed as New York in like a whole bunch of states, and they were like, "Oh, you don't really live there, so you're disqualified or whatever." And apparently, he has a couple homes, and one of them is in New York. And New York, I think, is where he pays his taxes and where he votes. And New Hampshire requires you to list that as like if you're listing a primary residence, those were the criteria. It has to be like where you vote, where you pay taxes, where your driver's license is based. And so to qualify in New Hampshire, he had to list that everywhere. Well, then the other states were like, well, no, that's wrong because you spent more time in California or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's the reason they're disqualifying this guy. Like he can't be on the ballot because of that. I'm perturbed about it, Jeff. Don't like it.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't like you.
But if you're Barack Obama
Uh-huh.
and you potentially are not even American citizen,
Yeah.
then you can be president.
Okay. Oh, this is going to conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
Didn't hear
went
what you
real deep real
Segue.
quick.
Segue.
Yeah.
Before I segue to that,
Wait. I got
Wait.
something to say.
Okay.
We're
Did
not
you just
done
say
here.
that Barack
Go ahead.
Obama wasn't
Born
a
in
US
America.
citizen?
Yeah.
that's one of the
Don't you
big.
remember that?
That's one of the big conspiracies.
I remember
That
it.
was like
Conspiracy.
Trump's like whole
Yeah.
I do
platform
remember
before
that.
his platform.
Make birth certificates great
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
So,
Make birth
I thought-
certificates great
Yeah.
again.
I heard this and thought it was pretty interesting. So Kamala Harris and Joe Biden apparently, and I obviously didn't check
Walked
this,
into a bar.
with a priest. No.
None.
And a Jew. Sorry,
Guys are
Jeff.
terrible.
Go on.
So Kamala Harris was mentioned twice at the RNC, the Republican National Convention.
Uh-huh.
Guess how many times Donald Trump was mentioned in the speeches?
Oh, it
at
was
the
like 60
Democratic,
something
DNC.
times.
Oh, it was a lot.
almost 150 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is like, in my opinion, their platform. I'm not Trump, which did well for,
For Biden.
for Biden. So maybe that's what they're doing.
Yeah. I suspect, though, and I've said this before, a lot of people voted that way and probably have been like, you know what? It's probably not great to vote that way. Just because I think so many things are going wrong.
Yeah.
That it's like, okay. But,
I wish I had another option. That's for sure.
Yeah.
A
yeah.
better one. Another similar statistic I heard, and I will fudge these numbers, but did you guys hear that in the Marvel universe, I think this F word was used 118 times, and 116 of them were in this new Deadpool movie?
Wow.
Did you guys see it? I know.
No.
That's
Phil
funny.
you said you saw it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went and
it-
saw it.
Is it in theaters still?
Yeah, I think
Probably,
so.
yeah.
I still haven't seen
I
any
want to.
Deadpool movie.
I was telling Jeff, I think I like the first two better.
They're all good in their own sense. I loved this one. I don't know why.
Did you?
Probably
Yeah.
because Hugh Jackman was in it.
Yeah. It's
And
'cause
I'm
of
And
also-
it
you.
was pretty much a movie about Hugh Jackman.
I'm also extremely easy to please.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
just give me a
well, you
box.
well
So
you
that's
didn't like
back.
the new Ant-Man, I'm sure.
I didn't see it.
Oh.
The only reason I went to see Deadpool is because my daughter wanted to see it and for her birthday. So I went with her and like 5 teenage girls. It was like there's
they
a
were
few
the-
jokes in there that
They
I was
were the
like,
only 5
"Are
teenage
you guys
girls.
laughing? You
They were
should
the
be
only
laughing at
teenagers
that."
in the movie, probably.
There is a decent amount of younger people actually, but I really was like, you can't laugh at that. You don't even get that, right?
I want to
Right?
laugh at that, but I probably shouldn't.
Right?
Right, guys?
Right? Hey, girls. No, my daughter's 16 now, so
Mm.
Oh yeah, she knows. What
I can't
that
be
She
an
means.
knows
idiot.
everything. Everything.
Yep.
He knows that.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh, does she have a driver's license?
end of this month. Yeah.
It's a whole new world.
Assuming she passes her classes.
Oh my god!
You have no idea how excited I am.
To have another driver in the house?
She's going to be taking her own ass to school every morning.
Yeah, because
she's
she
gonna
can't
be
take
picking
anyone
up
else,
her brother
right?
and sister.
She's
Wait.
getting the milk.
She can.
She can take immediate family.
Oh,
For
really?
6 months, you can't take friends.
Oh, I thought they had
Legally.
to be adults for like until they were 18 or something.
Decade,
No.
yeah. Adults
not.
till they're 18.
No, I thought they could
Please
only
do that
take.
again.
They could only, unless an adult was in the car or something like that.
No, that's
know.
their permit, I think.
Oh,
Because they
okay.
do that
Mhm.
for a whole
months.
year now.
A year?
That,
Does Link have his
Yes, he has
permit?
his driver's. No, he has his driver's license,
Oh,
and
snap.
it's incredible.
Oh,
It's scary
really?
at first. It's super scary at first because I'm like, like just
The
I
red
don't know, I
red
don't trust
sign means
people over-
stop.
yeah. Well, I used the invisible brake many times when we were learning.
I know I was driving around with my hand on the e-brake like, hey, let's go, honey. I never had to do anything really. She's a great driver, actually.
Oh, that's good.
Link was
So.
pretty good, but I'm an anxious passenger anywhere, like with anyone. And
Yeah.
so it put a strain on our relationship a little bit, I'd say. But
Did you say the F word, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it would come out and then I'd feel bad later. So I'd like try to just be nice, be like, oh, look at this cool tree.
You want to
Like,
go drive to ice cream?
yeah.
Get some
yeah.
boba,
And he,
right?
that I
Yeah.
screamed at you.
Yeah. But we're good now.
My daughter, like, I apparently can be very forceful without being rude. I'm just like, anyway, like, I'll correct her on something and she'll be like, sorry. I'm like, don't apologize. I'm not like mad at you. I'm just saying, you know, you could have died back there. Like, no big deal.
No big deal.
no
You
big
just
deal.
could have died and killed someone else.
But I had to tell her many times while I'm teaching her to drive, like, honey, I'm just giving you criticism and feedback so that you're a better driver. If I'm saying it like an asshole, like, just sorry. I'm not upset with you, but here's just the things I'm observing. I had to tell her that more than once. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I'm going to, like,
It's stressful.
yeah. It's cool, though.
But-
She's done good.
That's good. Bless you.
I don't know who I'm allergic to in here, but I'm guessing it's Treesus.
Probably me.
It's probably whatever tree you just cut down today.
He's,
Yeah.
he's got pollen all over his body or whatever.
Anyway, new
Yeah.
driver, excited.
Yeah. It is nice to have
Deadpool.
another driver in the house.
Deadpool.
You know what I love
inappropriate
about Deadpool? They had freaking Gambit in there. Gambit's like my favorite.
That
Oh,
was,
really?
It was fun. Yeah.
jokes? The same
Channing
Gambit?
Channing
Tatum.
played Gambit.
And he
Channing Tatum?
Uh-huh.
Channing Tatum.
Oh, he's in
Is
it?
that a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm watching it now for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You-
He's
you're
kind
a-
of an
You're a
idiot.
Channing fan.
He's a heartthrob
Yeah.
for
He's an
Yeah.
idiot in
a
this
lot
movie.
of
I
my
like
wife.
Channing.
He's a heartthrob for a lot of your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For not all, just a lot. Just a lot
Yeah.
of his
Most
wife.
of my wife.
Yeah, for most
You know-
of his wife.
You know who
He's
else
a
was in
heartthrob.
it that I was like clapping in the theater, like, yay! Because I loved him
Stanley.
so much was no,
Stanley.
Stanley's dead.
But not digitally.
Oh,
He Blade. What's his name?
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes was
is
in it?
as Blade.
Nice.
Cool.
Basically, there's a world that they send people to, and so there's these.
Did
other
you watch
characters that are
Loki?
there.
Oh.
I watched several episodes of Loki.
Yeah. So you know when they get pruned,
Mhm.
they get pruned and go to like where you go
Yeah.
when you get pruned. And
Yeah,
Wesley Snipes was there, and what's her face? Ben
Electra.
Affleck's wife,
Electra.
ex-wife.
Yeah.
J-Lo?
No.
wrong wife.
Electra.
What's her name?
Carmen Electra?
No, the
Just kidding.
girl that stole Leonardo's size. Anyway,
Oh. I
What's
don't know.
what's Ben Affleck's ex-wife's name?
no one knows.
Oh.
Phil.
Garner?
Jennifer Garner.
Well,
Yes.
Well,
thank you.
his latest
Remember.
ex-wife is J-Lo.
Yeah. Well, soon to be, right?
I thought they got a divorce.
Yeah,
No,
that's
they
up to
just
you.
filed, I think.
Oh.
Unless it happened like,
It's a process.
yeah. Amber knows.
I do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
Just throwing that out there.
Let's bring that up
I
real
am
quick.
quite. It's fine.
Phil will never get divorced, only murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Potential
right.
murdered.
So, it,
Divorced by
Crystal.
murder.
so it's a pretty
Yeah.
good movie. I should watch it. Should I watch the other two? Because I haven't seen them.
You don't need
Oh,
to.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
a lot of inside jokes though with the whole X-Men universe because this is the first X-Men movie made by Marvel,
Mhm.
owned by Disney. So there's a few times where Ryan Reynolds is basically like F you, 20th Century Fox. It's really funny.
It's,
I think it's
Patrick
funny.
Stewart is not in it at all.
Who's Patrick Swayze? What?
nope. he's
Charles
not.
Xavier.
The other
Maybe, no.
Xavier's in the second one briefly, like for 1 second.
The younger guy
Yeah.
from Split.
I
What
think,
other X-Men were in there?
I think a bunch of them.
Sabretooth.
They're good. Yeah, I liked them.
Okay.
My wife would never watch them.
Nope.
Just to let you know what kind of movie they are. They're like
Yeah.
the goriest.
It's Deadpool. So
worst
Oh,
movies
violence.
ever. Yeah.
There's an incredible
Va-
fight scene to InSync's Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah.
oh, that's why there are a lot of memes of
Yeah.
Deadpool dancing to.
I was
So-
wondering that too. So thanks for
Yeah.
clearing that up for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Thanks
my
for
my
spoiling that.
my guff or whatever was that
Spoiled the whole movie.
they like got rid of all these characters that were good, like supporting characters, in favor of like, let's just have Hugh Jackman. He's in the movie, so it's all about him now.
Mhm.
And it's like we've seen this guy for 20 years. Like they should have
Yeah.
cut him down. I don't know.
But not saying the F word and with Deadpool.
Yeah, I guess the F word doesn't do it for me like it did for you.
Oh,
He was good in it, and it was cool. But I was like, I felt like the
Come
first
on,
two
Phil.
had more heart.
you're talking it down. The whole movie, his shirt's on. Wolverine, right?
Uh-huh.
He's covered the whole movie. The last
That's a
scene,
bummer.
something happens and it rips off, and it's just like, oh,
Heavens open.
and Deadpool's like staring at his abs, like, oh my god, and the whole theater is like, oh my god, because
yeah,
Hugh Jackman.
I swear they CGI'd that though.
They had to.
'Cause
It was unbelievable.
It was like he's 20 years old, and especially because they showed other scenes where he's just like in a thin white t-shirt. I'm like, yeah, his shoulders are a little droopier,
he
like
looks-
a little bit of man boob going on there. Like you could tell, but then like in that it was like
yeah,
ridiculous.
It was
So,
insanity.
but
Oh man,
yeah,
I would go see it
Neato.
again.
Okay.
Actually,
That's fun.
All right.
Was
Amazing.
that the story you were asking about Deadpool?
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Sorry.
someone brought it up.
Sorry to not,
Someone brought it up.
be
Okay.
that exciting. Okay, Jake, go.
What's next?
I have an intergalactic news article.
Oh,
Oh,
This one I call Houston, we have a solution.
oh no!
Alcohol.
I can't believe we haven't brought this up yet.
Well, we
what?
are now.
Yeah, good
what
job.
is it?
So there are two people stuck in space.
Oh,
Do you know that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
Two
from,
astronauts in the International Space Station.
from
I think we
Boeing.
mentioned that there was an issue with the docking of a Boeing aircraft, a Boeing spaceship that couldn't allow them to leave.
Yeah.
And so they sent the spaceship back unmanned or something. And now they're just stranded there
Yeah.
in the International Space Station.
Mm-hmm.
And NASA has decided to nix their contract with Boeing and go
Good.
with SpaceX.
Makes sense.
Elon
Because
Musk
of all
saves
of the
day
issues
again.
that Boeing has been having, they feel like it's not reliable enough. They can't trust Boeing to essentially get these stranded astronauts out of the space
really?
station.
When did that happen?
Like June, right?
No. The X, because the last I had heard was that they're going to have SpaceX pick them up because they're like in the best position to do that right now. But the head of NASA, I was watching an interview with him. They're like, how likely are you to continue your program with Boeing? And he said 100%. And that was like a couple days ago. So maybe they did like just today. Or whatever.
Well, this article was 2 days ago, and
Okay.
maybe I may be reading between the lines and saying that they
okay.
nixed their contract, but in this instance, they're not. They decided to not use a Boeing aircraft. They're going to go with SpaceX.
Yeah, and my understanding was it's not because they're like punishing Boeing or whatever. It's literally just SpaceX
Well,
has something
that
ready
article
sooner.
Did state some of the safety issues from before.
Oh, okay.
Not just this mission, but from the issues that they were having before.
I heard-
NASA's administrator Bill Nelson said the decision on Starliner was a result of a commitment to safety, and Starliner is Boeing's aircraft. So our core value is safety, and it is our North Star. NASA has decided to Butch and Sunny will return. That's the two astronauts with Crew 9 next February, and Starliner will return uncrewed.
Oh my gosh, February?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've already been, I think, like 3 months past their mission
Wow.
date
That's
or
so
whatever.
crazy.
Like they're stuck there. It is like Apollo 13 stuck in space type thing.
Yeah.
And we haven't even talked about it.
So what? Elon's just like, hey, I gotta head over to the store anyways.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
just pick them up.
Wouldn't that be awesome if
Stop
he
there on my
picked
way to
him up?
Mars. He was there
Yeah,
In-
like it's on the
in the
like,
cockpit.
live TV, live on X.
Yeah.
He
He
does
just
like
like
an
opens the hatch.
he just does
Come
like
on
an,
in,
Come on,
guys.
guys.
update on the Tesla that's out there. You just turn it around to go pick them up.
Yeah,
It's just like a Tesla.
The
floating
roadster
outside.
that they have rotating
yeah.
the moon or whatever.
Yeah, they just send an
Or
update.
Earth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy because several weeks ago they were talking to him and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get him down. We're working on it. Like we don't have concrete answers yet, but absolutely we're gonna be able to get him down." Like
what
this
else
is
are they gonna
this
say,
is-
Phil?
well-
Yeah.
well, this is NASA and Boeing like talking, and then like literally like 3 or 4 days later, they're like, "Actually, we can get him down."
That was a sales
like-
guy at
yeah.
first, and then the engineer stepped in. It was like, yeah, it's not
The sales guy's like, "We'll have you 3 weeks. We'll have you out of there."
Yeah.
for way under budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
Salesman or a politician.
It'd be pretty frightening to be up there.
Yeah,
As
but then the
those
Russians
people.
are probably like, ha ha,
Yeah,
only 5 months.
they
Russian
Woof.
components, American components.
they probably did it, to be honest.
Yeah,
The
No,
Russians.
Elon did it.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
He
go.
sabotaged the
Now
Yeah.
he's got contracts with NASA. They're like, help us out, help us out. And
Yeah.
he's like, I can
Okay.
save you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
And do a new part of the government.
He
who's,
is
who's
always-
the superheroes that make the crimes too? There's stories of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
He is always trying to like swoop in.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like, remember when those kids got trapped in the cave in Thailand? And he's like, we've got a robot that'll go in and rescue him. And all the like cave professionals that were there were like, quit trying to be like,
You don't know.
gain
We're-
the attention.
yeah.
You have no idea, blah, blah, blah. And then Elon Musk like called him a pedophile or something.
Why is that funny, Phil? Start explaining your laughs.
he is a lot like Donald Trump.
Because that, yeah, oh, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
Where he'll
He
just
says-
say like whatever, like it's like just step back and think through what you're gonna say before you
Yeah,
say it to
yeah.
everyone.
He's got no
on
filter.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
Yeah.
believe in anyone being filtered.
Yeah.
He died like a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful dog.
Jesus. My favorite thing that Elon said was when he was being interviewed about Disney pulling their promotional stuff from X, the X platform. You remember this?
Yeah, when he's like,
oh,
he's
yeah.
like, Bob,
He's like, go Disney, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
he's like, Bob, I hope you're still in here. Talking to Bob Iger,
Yeah,
the
the
CEO of
CEO.
Disney.
And he's like, is that clear enough for you guys? Is that clear enough? Go fuck yourself.
Yep.
And he's like, keeps looking at everyone like,
You get it? Like, you heard me,
the
right?
interviewer's like,
Like,
do you not care about your...
He was talking about being blackmailed.
Yeah, he's like,
Like, you're trying to
you're gonna
blackmail
blackmail
with me
me
with
with money? Go fuck yourself. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
That's kind of. It's refreshing.
it is because there's so many people that are like pander. to
I used to
everybody.
be
Yeah.
back when Obama ran for president. I jumped on the train of he only has 2 years experience as a state senator or the leadership,
He's
and
not
that's
even
it.
a citizen.
Like, no, I wasn't quite on it. I mean, I entertained that idea for a little while, but one of my main things was I didn't think he should be president because he didn't have years of experience. But I've learned that since Trump became president, I've learned that not having experience as a political leader is actually a good thing.
It can be, yeah.
Can be,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's fresh. It's like, oh, you're not part of this effed up system already. Cool.
Yeah.
See, that's what's like this time around. That's Trump's like lost that, I think. Like I think
kind of
he's, like, in
kind of
the
become
system
a
now.
he's
politician.
like he has his own system now. Now he's got like his
He's his own version of a
Yeah.
politician.
Yeah. Well, he has
Yeah.
this whole social media company with all these followers and like this whole movement that's him now. So he's not this outsider guy. It's like I wouldn't even say he's the Republican Party, but there's like a Trump party And there's like maybe a Republican Party left. And then like who knows what's going on with the Democrats. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
what's happening anymore?
Thank you for listening to episode 130. Stay tuned next week for 131. Bye.